Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In this video we talk about writing, and our subject is CV and a covering letter. And we have some questions regarding CV. What is a CV and what is the aim of one? Have you ever written one? What information would you include? Actually, a CV is a curriculum vitae which contains personal details as your name, your address, your experience, your education, your interests, your hopes, and any additional information that gives positive view or good view to the employer, or to attract the employer to give you the job. Have you ever written one? That depends. Some people submit many times CV for many jobs, and others maybe don't have reason to submit for a job and they don't need to submit CV. What is the purpose of a covering letter? In general, when you submit your CV, you should combine it with a covering letter, talk about which is formal letter, talks about your about the job and how to get this the job, the advertising for this job, and talk about some personal details as why you are suitable for this job, to attract the employer to give you this job. So the possible answer. A CV or curriculum vitae is a summary of your personal details, work experience, and educational qualification. The aim is to give an employer an informative and positive view of you as a potential employee. It is usually sent when applying for a job. A covering letter is a short formal letter which says which job you are applying for, where you saw the job advertised, and gives key details of why you are suitable for the job. In this question we have headings regarding CV, and we try to use these headings to fill the blanks in this CV for Kate Henderson. The first heading is name, second is personal details, third profile, fourth education, fifth work experience and interest, additional information, finally references. Depending on Kate's CV, answer the questions. Where did Kate go to school? What for? What did she study at university? Psychology and education. Who is Prof. Jane Courts? She is one one of Kate's referee, and she works in the Bristol University, also probably one of the Kate's teacher. Does she have a lot of work experience? No. 5. How is a CV different in your country? I think there's no different, because any company, any job, when you try to submit, you should mention all the details in Kate's CV. This is the proper answer. And this the advertising for the job that Kate is applying for. Is she well qualified for it? Depending on her CV, yes, she is the right age and has work experience in organizing sports and working with kids. So we talk about or we mention covering letter. This the covering letter for Kate. She sent it to Mark Sullivan. In this letter, there are some words, informal words, and we should change it to be formal letter by using this word instead of informal words in the letter. Let us underline the informal words in Kate or in covering letter. Dear Mark, when you submit for a new job, you don't know the people who work in this company, and you should change Dear Mark. You should say Mr. Sullivan. Okay? Dear Mark, for some people close, some people know each other. It's informal way. For this reason, we should change it to be Mr. Sullivan. I am applying for the post of camp leader, which I saw advertised somewhere recently. It's not good way to say somewhere recently. You should mention how to get or how to know the advertising for the job. Here is my CV. It's not good thing to say here is my CV. You should be change it. I reckon I have just about everything needed for the this job. I have worked lots with kids, doing all kinds of stuff. They generally do what I tell them, and we manage to have a great time together. Having studied psychology and education at university, I know quite a bit about the behavior of kids. I am really into sport and have lots of experience. Let us to see the change this letter from informal to formal. Dear Mr. Sullivan, and I am applying for the post of camp leader, which I saw advertised in the March edition of magazine Holiday Jobs for Graduates. Please find enclosed my CV. I feel I have many of the relevant qualification needed for this job. I have worked extensively with young adults, organizing a variety of activities. They generally respect my leadership abilities, and we managed to establish a good working relationship. Having studied psychology and education at university, I have a certain understanding of the behavior of young adults. When you write a covering letter for your CV, you should write it in formal way. And take care about the words that use it in your covering letter, because the covering letter give the first view about your personality. I think the change between the informal and formal way is clear between two letters. Thank you.